Shalom. This is a Beak back with another edification. I want to thank all my subscribers. It says Deontay Wilder has publicly discussed the challenges of stepping into a stepdad role when he married a woman who already had a son. Here behind enemy lines here in America, single mothers, non-virgins is as good as it gets over here behind enemy lines here in America. My message is for the men to stop searching. Don't be like Prince Akeem thinking there's some great females or great women over here, virtuous women, rather, here behind enemy lines here in America. Day in, day out, there's content creators, there's someone, all right, some real ones walking around America with some sense enough to tell others or to give advice saying, create your own family, stop getting with these just add water families or these just add water situations with these adulterous as females here behind enemy lines here in America. Deontay Wilder is not the smartest. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, man. He's a simp, and he's a sucker. He's a fool, and he comes off like one too. He comes off like he earned a lot of money in that sport of boxing, but he's not intelligent. He talks like he's not intelligent. He talks like he's illiterate. You know, um, he needs to work on his speech. He needs to work on his his thoughts. His spirit. He needs to grow the hell up and catch on, because he's late. We're in an era of examining these Western females. They're up for examination for the next 60 to 100 years. If life even keeps life in that long, but for now, we're in an era of examining these Western females and showing how foolish and stupid they are and exposing their decisions day in, day out, and how they fail and fumble because of their own self-inflicted injuries, right? Their own self-inflicted traumas. So here this idiot, this simp Wilder is being a stepdad, man. When he can meet any female that he pretty much wants that doesn't have children, and that's a virgin, perhaps. It says in interviews and social media posts, he says he took on a paternal responsibility, even adding the boy to his will. Yeah, that's stupid. Never marry a single mother. Never leave property in the form of a will to a child. I would never do that. If I didn't raise that child, I'm not leaving nothing to that child, even if it's my own child. And if it's not my child, not my biological child, I'm definitely not leaving nothing to that child. Right? That's just the way it goes, man. It's the way it's supposed to go. It says, even adding the boy to his will, but the experience proved emotionally taxing. Wilder has described the situation as thankless. Of course, because you're a simp. Man, you need to leave those single mothers alone. They don't. They're. You're supposed to be overqualified for these raggedy females, but see, he's a simp. You need to change his appetite and stop trying to be their type. And just from listening to Deontay Wilder, I never knew what type of females he was into, but he came off like a simp anyway. You know, it says thankless and has spoken about the emotional fallout when the boy later insisted that he was not truly his dad. Yeah, you're not his father, man. Even the boy got enough sense to even call you out. The mama was probably telling the boy, now hold on, this is our sponsor. Just take it easy. Let's get this money out of him. Hold on. He has also shared that the relationship was never meant to replace his own biological bond with his children. He got his own children, and he marrying another chick with some other children. That's a simp. Simps always accept a female and her children from other men. It says, instead, he intended to act as a supportive father figure. Nah, man, that's a sponsor, dude. These females in the West had it easy with these males for the past 70 to 80 years, man. Maybe further than that. How easy these Western males make it for these Western females to use them and to abuse them and to extort them and to exploit them and to commit fraud against them and to make deals with the agencies and the enemy of the so-called black man. The so-called black man has made it easy for this female to be on demon time, and I'm not sure who and what spell does these females have these males under, where these males don't see the danger and the threat level of these Western females and their situations, man. I'm telling you, man, between the so-called whites and their supremacy and their doctrines and their foolishness and their God of greed, Jesus, and these religions finessing the followers. I mean, look, man, Satan is flawless in his assignment to destroy and to deceive. He's flawless, man. He fulfills his portion of his requirements. He won't break his algorithm. He'll fulfill his portion of his assignment, and it's wicked, but he gets an A+ for deception. He has religion, he has the banking system, and he also has influence. All right, coming from the followers. His followers are on a low level, like holding up picket signs and boycotting against keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and doing a really, really good job, a flawless job at continuing to deceive the masses. Then you got idiots like Deontay running around here like a simp, and these single mothers are pretty much benefiting off of the influence of Satan and then benefiting off of the simps like Deontay and all the other idiots who want to support the foolishness of the West. This is one big one big show, one big circus, man. I didn't know Deontay was a simp, but he not, just listening to him at first without even knowing what his relationship was and whether he had children or not. That's what he is. He comes off like a simp, man. And he's not really he's not a boxer. He's a fighter, but he gets outboxed all the time. He's not a boxer. I think that Gypsy proved that. That Gypsy that he fought, that tall, bald-headed white dude, Tyson Fury. He showed the world that Deontay's not a boxer. He's a fighter, but he's not a boxer. He gets outboxed. Um, the public reaction has been mixed. I bet because here behind enemy lines here in America, for the most part, they support. You know, they support this foolishness over here with the females being the head of the households and all this stuff, and the females being out of control. So that's why it's mixed. But yeah, men never give your strength to a woman. Never give your strength to a woman, man, and stop marrying and taking these single mothers serious. That's what my message is on my channel. All right, leave these single mothers alone. All right, they're failures. They're deadbeats. All right, they're bums looking for sponsors. Deontay's a simp, man. That's what he get too. Shalom.